What's going on, everybody? Marvel the Cross 316 back with another comic book flashback. And today, folks, we are looking at the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 108. This issue came out in May of 1972. And today, folks, we are going to see Spider-Man, and he's trying to save Flash Thompson from danger here. And what we're going to be seeing here is the new, unexpected, startling, marked for murder. That's right, Flash Thompson is marked for murder. Why? We're going to find all this out in today's issue. Today's title is Vengeance from Vietnam. And if you haven't been keeping up with this series, then you don't know that Flash Thompson, he was drafted into the Army. He's been fighting in the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War has been taking place, as you know, at this time. It's still taking place at this time period in 1972. And wouldn't end until 1975. And so we're in the thick of the Vietnam War if you are reading this comic book back in the day. And so last issue, we left off on a bit of a cliffhanger. We saw that Flash Thompson, he was hurriedly placed inside of this green car, and Spider-Man saw it, as well as Flash Thompson was with Gwen. And we know that Gwen has been dating Peter Parker, who's also Spider-Man here. And of course, whenever Gwen is involved, Spider-Man gets curious. So as we're seeing here, this truck pulls out right in front of this car, and the people inside this car are, we're wondering, are they allies of Flash Thompson? Are they enemies? We don't know for sure yet. Then there's another car that hits the car from behind, so they're trapping Flash Thompson inside. All of a sudden, we see these flash grenades and these smoke bombs. Obviously, this is an attack here. And we see these guys, they come out of the black car with these gas masks on, of course, to save themselves from the gas. So Spider-Man has no idea who these guys are, who are the enemies. He doesn't know. But what he does know is that he has to save Flash Thompson from danger here. And so what he's going to do here is he's going to take down some of these guys with the mask here. We see here that he's then going to be unexpectedly taken down by this huge, humongous guy here. He's like 7 foot tall. He's wearing a chauffeur outfit here. And we're going to see more of him later on in this issue here. Obviously, these guys, they look to be of Asian descent here. And what we're going to find out is they are Vietnamese. And so Spider-Man is fighting these Vietnamese people here. He webs them up, saves Flash Thompson from the car, and the police show up, and Spider-Man's like, great, I got to get out of here. And so he takes Flash Thompson and swings off here. The police cannot shoot at Spider-Man without hoping that they don't hit Flash Thompson. So Spider-Man swings up on top of this building, and this is where we're going to find out the truth about what the heck is going on and why Flash Thompson is a target here to this Vietnamese group. And so Flash is like, okay, they aren't Chinese. They were, okay, I better start at the beginning. So what we're going to find out here is while Flash Thompson was in Vietnam as a soldier, he was delirious, he was stumbling, he was choking because of him being wounded. He was separated from his platoon, and he came across this ancient temple, and he passed out. And when he awoke, he was confronted by this priest here and this beautiful girl who, we don't get her name, but her name is Shawshan, and she makes her first appearance in this issue. And so what we see here is that these people, these nice natives, they take care of Flash Thompson's wounds. They heal him back to health. And Flash is like, I don't get it. I'm a stranger, for all you know, an enemy. Yet you've taken me in, saved my life. But we see here that Shawshan says, it is written, to save one life is to save the world. And the priest says, in this place, my son, no man is an enemy. So Flash makes friends with these people, and he becomes friends with them. He likes the culture, and he takes himself back to where he needs to go, back to his platoon. And when he returns, what he's going to find out is that they have decided to start shelling an area, and the area is Sector B. Well, the temple is located in Sector B, and Flash Thompson realizes this. He's then going to run back to the temple. He tells his platoon mates, but they don't. I think he's delirious. They're not taking him serious. So he gets back. He tells this priest about it. The priest doesn't take him serious. They're like, "Look, surely your men are not going to bomb us, because why would they?" But Flash is like, no, you're wrong. You don't know what's going to happen. And then, unfortunately, the temple was destroyed. The priest dies, and for all we know, Shawshan, the girl, died as well. And so, when we put things together, we see that these Vietnamese people are coming after Flash Thompson because they think that Flash Thompson is responsible for Flash pinpointing and targeting that temple so that the priest would die. That the priest was this holy person to these guys. And now we see that these people are coming after Flash Thompson. They want him dead. And so the Pentagon sent men to protect Flash. So Flash was never in any danger when he was picked up by those people in that green car. They were from the Pentagon. And so Spider-Man learns all of this. He learns that Flash Thompson is definitely a target. He has a target on his back. And so he's going to return Flash Thompson back to the Pentagon here, or the building at least that's located in New York City. And we see that they're on the phone. They're worried because Flash Thompson had been nabbed by Spider-Man. All of a sudden, they see Flash Thompson dangling by Spider-Man's webbing here. They're like, hurry, put him in, take him in. And they're like, that web swinger, he's bothering you. But she's like, no. And Flash is like, I first met him in high school. If you don't recall, Flash Thompson has always been a fan of Spider-Man. He's always been a fan. He even formed a fan club back in high school. And so maybe that's the reason why Spider-Man is helping him. But Spider-Man is still trying to figure out, why was Flash seen with Gwen last issue? That's what he's trying to worry about. And he's still worried that Flash is going to try to steal Gwen from Peter. And so Peter's like, I can't worry about that right now. I have to get back to my apartment. Aunt May's coming over. Well, Aunt May has already come over, and she notices that there's a liquid vial that's been spilled over in Peter Parker's room. She touches it, and it's sticky. Well, this just so happens to be his web formula, but Peter can't tell them that. So what he's going to do then is he's going to then say, look, no, you don't have to clean my room, okay? Look, okay? I'll do it, okay? So he goes inside. Woo, that was close. If they would have went inside his room, they would have discovered that was a web fluid and that he's Spider-Man. All of a sudden, he hears Gwen Stacy's voice, and she's looking desperately for Peter Parker. Peter comes in, he's like, honey, what's wrong? And Gwen is going to relay the information that Flash Thompson was kidnapped. He was right next to a federal building and held under guard. But why? And so Aunt May's like, oh, it's nothing to be serious about, Gwen. Just don't worry about it. You and Peter go check on him. So that's where they're going to go. They're going to go to this federal building to check on Flash. Peter's like, why is she so concerned about Flash? He said, does she have feelings for him? When they make it to the federal building, he notices a familiar figure. There's that 7-foot guy that he fought earlier. And he tells Gwen, hey, I need to go call Jameson about some photos. I'll be right back. But really what he's going to do is he wants to put a spider tracer on this giant here. And so he does. All of a sudden, he sees an explosion on the other end of the corridor here. And with all the confusion, the lights go out. And this gives these men the opportunity to go and kidnap Flash Thompson. But Peter is going to try to stop them here from kidnapping Flash Thompson. So while the lights are out, he kicks this giant, he topples him down, But this giant is pretty agile, and I mean, he can see in the dark, and he almost gets Spider-Man here, as we soon see. And then we see here that Peter Parker is able to avoid him because of his spider-like reflexes, takes him down one more time, but this giant grabs his ankle and throws him against the door, breaking the door in half here. Peter Parker is laid and on the floor. He's dizzy, delirious, and these men take off with Flash Thompson. And so now Flash Thompson is in danger. We see that Gwen rushes to the rescue here. She wants to know if Peter's okay. He makes up the excuse that his shoes were blown right off because of that explosion. I don't know how much of a good story that is, but she buys it. And so he's like, look, Gwen, I got to get out of here. We got to go. But Gwen's like, no, Peter. Everybody says that you're a coward. Every time there's trouble, every time there's danger, you run off. And I don't want to beg you, Peter. If you love me, you will stay with me. Whatever may happen, we'll face it together. But how can Peter stay with Gwen when Flash Thompson's life is at hand here? If he doesn't go and run fast and change to Spider-Man, Flash Thompson's life could end. So what are we going to see, folks? He's in a bit of a dilemma here. Does he stay with Gwen to comfort her? Or does he, run off to save Flash Thompson? And he's going to have to admit to her, if he does that, that he's Spider-Man. And so that's what we have to worry about next issue. Coming up next in issue number 109, is Peter Parker finally going to reveal to Gwen Stacy that he is, in fact, Spider-Man? Or is he going to stay behind and hopefully Flash Thompson doesn't get killed? That's what we have to worry about. We're going to find all this out coming up next in issue number 109. It's the Dread Decision. But before then, go ahead now and drop a like on this video. Comment down below, what do you think is going to happen? I would like to know what y'all think. And subscribe if you have not. And I will see y'all in the next one.